Welcome, and thank you for joining us for the Custom Activation Release video. We're going to cover some new features from the Custom Activation page. We'll discuss some of the recipient improvements. We'll discuss the alert service overrides, some mobile-friendly UIs. We'll also discuss some permission settings, some global settings, some user roles, and how to implement those permissions as well. And along the way, we'll go ahead and show you some demonstrations within the video. My name is Christopher Jameson. I'm with Implementations and Specialist teams, and I look forward to walking you through the new features and functionalities within the Custom Activation page. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and pull up the new activation. You'll see that there's some changes here in the in kind of the look and the feel. New banner up at the top here. We changed some of the colors, but everything else will be pretty much the same. We'll go ahead and log in and navigate to the front page. You'll see that everything else is still pretty much the same. You'll find the same activations right on the front, emergency activation, preset, and custom, along with the same at the top here. So we'll go right into the custom activation page and kind of let you see what's going on. In the custom activation page, you'll see right off the bat that we're composing a message in the same place, but we'll also do some new functions and features within this, and you'll be able to see that here in just a second. So first, when you come into the custom activation page, you'll be able to select your preset message or a custom message. And what you're doing there is you're actually highlighting whether or not you want to put in new custom text. You can change the durations or the priority settings if you'd like. Specifically with the priority settings, when you send up an alert, you can select that priority setting being the 5th as in the lowest or 1st as in the highest. So you'll be able to kind of see those functions and features. And let me just show you really quickly within the custom activation. We'll go ahead and select evacuation. At that point, we can go ahead and change the duration here to 2 minutes. We can select our priority settings here from 5th being the lowest priority and 1st being the highest. Obviously, the highest priority will supersede any of the other activations already set out. And if you don't currently see that within your console, that's an option that you can enable, and I'll show you how to enable that here a little bit in the future. Now, in the next section, you'll be able to see the specific delivery methods. Now, let's kind of go into that portion. With the different specific delivery methods, what we're really getting excited about is being able to change and customize your alert profile and your alert services. So when you go in here, and we'll bring up this new UI, when you go in here and let's say we select the evacuation, I have my preset alert services already down here. But we can add alert services as well. So let's say I want to add a CAP alert or RSS alert or even an email alert. All those are available to you. And what's nice as well is that they're in searchable drop-down menus. So if I wanted to go, Alert Beacon and search for it, it'll come up. So it'll make it easier to find all the different alert services that you've already added. Now, the other added feature that's in here is that they're expandable as well. So now you can actually change or customize your alert service. So let's say that I wanted to send something out with the Alert Beacon. I can get in here and select the duration if I wanted to. Make sure that it's audible or unaudible, depending upon what I'd like. I can go ahead and select the different type of peripheral settings or whatnot that are already inside as well. And that functionality is a great new feature that we've added because we wanted people to be able to have this configurability on the fly. So let's take a look at that here within. You'll notice that on this side we have a lot more of the alert services already provided on here. But within it, you can kind of see the differences on the customization. So below, you'll see the alert beacons that we're kind of talking about, the peripheral settings that you'll be able to change, enabling and disabling different types of devices that are connected. Or also, you can kind of go into that email setting. Now, what's nice about that email setting inside the alert service is that from right here, you can change who you want to have the service go to. So before, you had it already preset, but now I can go to my boss at gmail.com. And I'm also BCCing my boss. He's going to get a lot of emails. You'll also be able to change the subject. So if I wanted to change it to evac because, we want people to be able to get out quickly. Or, the footer text, just get out. It's an evacuation. It's a pretty simple message, right? So in each of these, you can kind of go in and make all those changes on the fly, depending upon what you want to change and what's in there and whatnot. And then on the next step, which is great, we got recipients. And let me just kind of show you a little bit more about the changes that we made to the recipients. So here you can see the endpoints, right? Our desktop alert, our mobile devices, and then our alert beacons. And you can select these different types of groups that we already preset up, whether you do groups or units. Either you're either going to select groups to target or you're going to select units to target. Either of the two. So what's nice about this at the same time, and I'll come in and I'll show you a little bit more, is that if I select all the endpoints are selected, all the groups are selected, all the units are selected, they're all going in there. If I select groups, I have a custom activation group, right? I can do a test group, whatnot. I can select all the groups if I'd like. That's all up to you. It's customizable. You can do that in your configurations and your settings, right? The next thing that you can do too is you can select units. So you can select the different units that you want to go to and different endpoints or whatnot, or you can deselect those. So it's either an end unit or it's a alert service method. At the same point, you also have the map interface, so you can still kind of go in here. Nothing has changed at that point. You can see that I have beacons set up in both Alaska and also in Cuba. And then the next page is still the confirmation page. So let's kind of go into that as well. So we have this endpoint in the confirmation page, and we haven't changed much to it, but we are still giving you a lot of powerful information here. So we're giving you the message checks one last time to kind of make sure that that's what you want to go out. The priority setting is right there. The message that you want, whether it be a preset or customized, whichever you're doing. The delivery methods that are right there for you. Also the types of delivery messages that you're putting out here and the devices that are running, what are connected, what are not. Users or units, whatever you have selected. So let's kind of go into there, and you'll be able to see in more depth what the confirmation page looks like. And as it loads up, should be pretty quick. You'll be able to see it's an evacuation order. It's a 2-minute duration. Those are the ones that we had set up. Here's some of the devices that I had connected already, and then also we had our integration endpoints. So then I can hit send. All those will go out. And that'll be the beginning of the activation method. Now, what's also really nice about some of the changes that we've made is that now you'll be able to set all of your activations from a mobile-friendly device. So you can go from a smartphone or from a tablet. You'll be able to do emergency activation, preset, custom, whatever you'd like. The UI is the same within the mobile or tablet device. So once you learn how to set one activation method, whether it be custom, preset, or emergency, you'll know how to do that in all of the different formats or modules that are in there. So there's no more changes or anything of that nature. You don't have to learn a different GUI or whatnot in order to send or deliver this message. You basically can go right in there and you'll see the same familiarity, and we'll really streamline that message for you to kind of get in. So the next thing here is that we'll kind of go into some of the configuration settings. So you'll be able to see that here in the new UI. Now what we have shown is the custom activation will show priority options. So again, when I was talking about the first being the highest priority and fifth being the lowest priority, if you don't already see that, you can go into your current configure settings and you can actually add that. And so let's just quickly go in there and let you see what that looks like. So we'll go right into here, we'll go into settings, and we'll pull those up so you can kind of see the changes. And all the different types of permissions and restrictions that are awarded to you. So you have show priority options within the custom activation. You can also show priority options in the Alertus desktop. I have it enabled right now. It's simply just enabling or disabling that functionality. So check in here, because this is where a lot of the the enable or disable the features. If you don't already see some of your features, that may be the reason that they're in here. They may not just be enabled at this point in time. The next one we'll show you is also the differences within the users and user roles and the permissions. Now, standard, you're going to see an admin user role, which is essentially just the super user, right? They'll be able to see everything. You'll see preset users as well. They're essentially only going to be able to activate a preset activation. And then you have a standard user that's really kind of customizable, what allows you to kind of default what different types of activations they can do, what type of configurations they can do. So that's the most kind of default customizable user. So let's go in there and kind of take a look at what that looks like now for you. You go into users and access rights. As soon as this page populates, we'll see kind of the differences here as we get in. And we'll go right into the standard user under user roles and see their configurations. And right under here, the first thing you want to kind of take note of, because you won't see this in the other console, this is the new service that we have right here, is the alert service override. And again, that's that setting where you're going to be able to go into the beacon or go into the email and change where that custom activation alert service is heading, or how you want it to function or act in the middle of that activation message. So right now we have it set up to where this standard user can see that alert service override and has the functionality to make those changes on the fly. So just to kind of give you that change in that understanding, right here we have in the old UI, unable to do the override service from custom activation. Here you are able to do the service override. So that kind of sums up our old custom activation page. Should you have any questions or anything like that in the future, please don't hesitate to reach back out to support@alertus.com. Again, my name is Christopher Jameson. I am an implementation specialist here at Alertus, and it was a pleasure to kind of go through this training here with you.